Hey, my name is cydnaide, but you can call me Cy, and welcome, and for those returning, I see you, boo. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Director Kjun has just posted his Wednesday response to last Friday's update. However, I didn't cover last Friday's update due to the fact that I was working on other content concerning the April update, and he essentially went over celebrities. So that is what we're going to be doing. We're going over the Friday's topic, which was celebrities, and he wanted the community's feedback on, how they should set up the systems for celebrities and fame, so forth like that. So without further delay, let's just get right into his response. Hello everyone. Yesterday in Korea was Children's Day, which gave us a long holiday weekend. I was able to take a real break for the first time in a while. Even so, many of you posted so many thoughtful messages, and I spent a very enjoyable time reading through them. This week, because of my question, many players shared a wide range of suggestions and ideas about the in-game celebrity system. You gave us many diverse opinions about the life of celebrities, fame, social influence, fandoms, scandals, career progression, and entertainment-related careers. Since this week's posts were most about systems that have not yet been developed, the developmental team will carefully read through them and do our best to reflect them. For that reason, this week's reply will be shorter than usual, and I would also like to include an apology. Many of you said that the celebrity system should not simply be a fame value, but a complex system that includes fandoms, scandals, image management, and social influence. The developmental team strongly agrees with this direction, and we would like to shape future development around this idea. Okay, I can see that being working into other aspects too if they have it set up. Because as it stands right now, we have a very simple system for like social interactions along with our phones. So this also helps build onto these systems later on. So it's a good thing that they have at least a very basic structure or system in place already with the phones, with how social dynamics works in the game. And hopefully in the future, when we do get this, it will be again much more fleshed out, but we'll just have to see. There were also many opinions that fame should be obtainable through many different paths, okay, such as becoming entertainer, singer, actor, model, influencer, athlete, writer, scientist, or even a criminal. Now I feel like for the criminal one, that would be more infamous than famous. So it would be interesting to see how they will be able to make an infamous criminal but it's something that they're infamous for. So they're still known, but they're known as someone that you wouldn't necessarily mess with unless you just glorify that kind of aspect of lifestyle. But yeah, I would definitely like to see how they will be able to do that for criminals. And I feel like if they do it like this, then they would have to make an infamous system where a Zoi can become infamous from certain actions that they do, regardless of, if they're an entertainer, because there's some entertainers or singers or whatever that have infamous stuff that's backing them. And so that would be, again, another interesting system. But yeah, we'll just have to see. Many of you also suggested that fame should be managed across different levels, such as local, industry specific, and global recognition. Ooh, because now we're going to be because eventually we're going to be getting hotels and stuff like that. So travel would be very interesting to so let's say, for instance, your Zoi is a K-pop idol star or whatever like that. And if they go to Chahaya, they could be known there and probably put more on a higher pedestal than they are in, let's say, Daewon, and less so if they go to Bliss Bay. So it'll be, again, very interesting to see how they work that out, because that seems like a very finite system that they would have to work in there to like have it to be recognized on each level. It, again, would be very interesting to see how they would work that out, that system out. From the initial planning stage, fame was intended to be a system connected to many other types of content. So I believe it can also be naturally connected to celebrity-related content. Also, I found it very interesting that as fame increases, elements such as fans, paparazzi, interviews, advertising contracts, fan meetings, VIP access, luxury housing, and bodyguards could become available, while negative events such as rumors, toxic fans, invasions of privacy, stress, and burnout could also occur. In particular, the ideas about paparazzi following celebrities were especially intriguing. So I don't know how they do it over in South Korea as far as like celebs go, but I feel like anywhere, no matter where you're from, having toxic interactions with fans, or especially very rabid ones, is not only scary, but it should definitely have like some kind of implication. So like they could be getting mugged or something like that, or they're being stalked. And I feel like that's a little bit safer without it going into just straight up rated R kind of content where they can get killed or something like that. So I think this would be a good place to keep it at, where stalking trafficking or having them burning effects on their like burning a gift on their doorstep, like that kind of stuff. And they can call the police, and then they can launch an investigation, which then plays into the police career that they're working on too. So again, so many different things that content can be linked up together, as long as they keep it, you know, in that scope without doing too much, if that makes sense. Some of you also suggest that fans could be divided into categories such as casual fans, devoted fans, and obsessive fans, and that fan clubs, fan events, social media activity, and conflicts between rival fandoms could create social drama. I think these are truly excellent ideas. Thank you. I like that too. My point being is that, and you can make it up as you as the player. Say for instance, your Zoe decides to get interested in a particular K-pop singer or a particular lawyer or something. They can always have them make a fan club for them. Like, that'd be very interesting. But anyway, there were also suggestions that fame could be partially inherited by children or lead to family scandals, and that players should be able to adjust the intensity of the fame system or disable it if they wish. I think this is also a wonderful idea. I believe inZOI should have this kind of depth and connection between content systems. Yes, giving us options to turn it on and off if we don't want it in a specific save file, or if we don't just want to mess with the period. Having the option to turn it on and off is a plus. If Kjun and his team were able to implement this system into the game, I would say that they should have it somewhere kind of like how the Sims 3 had it in a way, as far as base game content goes. And then later on, as they add different stuff that they can add from those DLCs, if they decide to do it like that, and those pieces can be base game for the most part, like little stuff here and there that tweak stuff without it, you know, feeling like we have to buy a system. And so I do like that there are adding these different systems in the game in the base, so that we don't have to feel like we have to go buy up in the DLC to experience it. So I like that. Anyway, that will be all for today's supply. I would like to offer a sincere apology to everyone. This month we focused on stabilization and optimization, but while carrying out several updates, we made a serious mistake. It seems I am still inexperienced with this germ. As a player, I have experienced these issues many times, yet strangely, I still made mistakes during development. When you visit a restaurant as a customer, you immediately notice if the food arrives late, if the seasoning is off, or if the plate is cold. But once I stepped into the kitchen myself, I realized that I was the one making those very mistakes. To improve the game's stability and performance, we upgraded the engine version from 5.4 to 5.6. Compatibility issues with existing mods caused many crashes, resulting in significant inconvenience during gameplay. We still have not resolved every issue, but we are continuing to work hard on fixes. I feel especially sorry because we are currently working on script mods, yet we ended up creating these errors. We failed to properly check this before releasing the build, and that caused a great deal of inconvenience. More specifically, the biggest issues were errors in the loading priority settings for mod packages and conflicts with older mod packages. Okay, so he basically saying that they mixed up how certain mods, like specifically like game mods, being layered underneath or up too high on the mod priority pages for people, and it was causing people's games to crash. I deeply apologize for failing to fully ensure compatibility during this update. Excuse me. The development team is currently devoting all available effort to resolving these stability issues, and will do our best to provide a stable environment as quickly as possible. Taking this incident as a turning point, we are checking every part of our preparations for script mods. Going forward, we will handle script mods and their operation with greater care and caution. Even with these shortcomings, I sincerely thank you all for continuing to leave us your thoughts and feedback. I will see you again on Friday. I took a break, so I don't have anything to show you on Friday. What should I do? Kjun. Adorable. But, you know, despite him apologizing, you know, for this misstep, again, at the end of the day, they are human. Does that mean that we can't, you know, give our opinion on this? No, you can definitely give your opinion, because there's no point in being an echo chamber. There's also no use in beating down a beaten horse. And so he's already upset that the fact that when they released the engine, and their main focus was to make sure that the game was more stable for people with the engine update, and they turned around and made an issue that kind of blew up and messed up a lot of people's games. So he's taking full, you know, accountability on this, and is just, you know, trying to make sure that when the next update comes out, which is May, they will have most of this stuff ironed out. Hopefully, they do put out a lot of patches up before, you know, the next update, because I remember in April from the March one, we had like 3 or 4 different patch updates. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on this, and concerning the mods, and concerning the Friday topic about celebrities. But let me know down in the comment section, what do you guys feel about Wednesday update? Do you feel that his apology was sincere? Do you feel that the celebrity system will be fleshed out? Do you believe there are a lot of the different things that the community is asking for will be added? Like, what are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comment section. And like always, if you like my content and you want to support your girl, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.